Okay, Professor Marston and the Wonder Women. This is a biopic. I put that in quotes because there are things that are put in this film where there's not a lot of confirmation to it, but a lot of things allude to it. So, of course, Professor Marston is the person who creates Wonder Woman, as well as the lie detector. He doesn't patent the lie detector, which kind of leads to some issues. So you find out that Wonder Woman was based upon two women in his life: his wife and his mistress. Kind of a live-in mistress, but they have a very polyamorous relationship. So while Marston is teaching, his wife almost never becomes professor because we're talking, 30s and 40s when women did become professors. While working on the disc method, he sees a woman that he likes, invites her to, of course, join them when it comes to the work that they're doing. This is when they work on the lie detector. Through using the lie detector, they end up finding out, oh, my student loves both me and my wife. So this film actually works interestingly from a psychological standpoint because there's a lot of fairly decent psychological conversations, as well as a little bit of here's how the character of Wonder Woman kind of was created. This is not a film I would probably keep around children. Like right off the bat, you're like, wow, that language is something you probably never would have heard of in like the 20s, 30s, and 40s. Let alone just being thrown out there. There's unique views on feminism, where it's I'm his wife, I'm not his jailer. They do a lot, of course, with, if you don't know the history of Wonder Woman, there is a tremendous amount, especially in the earlier years, of bondage. Almost every single issue had Wonder Woman either tied up, because that's how you get rid of her powers, if you clasped her hands. People are constantly being tied up, beaten, whipped, because that's one of the things that he was kind of into. That's why her outfit is the way that it is. That's why the characterization the way that it is. You find out that he had a psychological idea and he decided to use comics to try to get it into the collective conscious. By kind of going, this concept's hard to explain, but if I do it in a picture, it's so much easier to get through. And that's a unique way to look at it. And the weird thing is, this is the lifestyle they were living. We're about, over 70 years ago. And people had issues with it. People have issues with it today. People are still trying to push the, a polyamorous lifestyle is entirely fine. The weird thing is when they're talking through and he's talking with a woman who's like, this is the decency council. You can't do these things. It's like, you have lesbianism in this, huh? That's illegal. And it's like, that's right. Lots of things were considered illegal. Now they're still kind of frowned upon in a general sense, but depending on where you are, it's not as taboo. So that part was interesting. Psychologically, unique film. If you watch I want to learn the history of Wonder Woman, no, the last maybe half an hour of the film is dedicated towards aha. So a lot of it is, he's a professor. All of their lives effectively get ruined. He never patented the lie detector. They need money. He finds a way, hey, I can do comics. I can write the comics, people can do all the artwork for it, and him battling the comic book censors. Till his inevitable death of cancer. So, interesting film. Interesting. Like I said, if you like psychological films, interesting. If you want to hear bits and pieces of the comic book lore of a character, interesting. If you're going specifically to learn the origins of Wonder Woman, There are much better documentaries on this, but in doing this in a dramatization, it actually works very well. Very interesting film.